Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a KFC, and just to let you guys know, a building that would look great next to this one is McDonald's, which, luckily for you guys, I have already made. Feel free to check out the card system and the link below down in the description for my McDonald's if you guys want to build it and you haven't already. I'll probably also include some links to some other house playlists as well, just in case you guys want them. Moving on to the tutorial itself, if you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You'll need some block of quartz, and grab some pillar of quartz and some stone bricks. Also grab some quartz stairs and some cyan stained clay. Then grab some red wool, white wool, dark blue wool, and finally grab yourself some white stained glass paint. And those are the only materials that we should be needing. So once you have each one of those, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off KFC with this sequence of blocks in a row on the floor. Start off with a row of 13 stone bricks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like that. Then, continuing going right, do a row of 4 white wool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a block of quartz and go on top of that quartz by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go right by 2. 1, 2. Then connect that second block to the floor, like that. Then go right of that block that touches the floor by 4 with your white wool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then take out your stone bricks and go right by 13. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And let me just show you what that comes out to look like, guys, because I do want to point out nice and early, since you guys like to know this, this is the front of the KFC. As a matter of fact, we've just built the entrance. It might not look like it, it's looking a little big, isn't it? A lot of tall people go into KFC, but that's where the entrance is going to be, right there, just to let you guys know. Now, once you've got that taken care of, let's build up the rest of the base of KFC, shall we? So, come all the way over to the left-hand side of your KFC. Take a sideways view to this block right here, and go left of this stone brick by 23 with your stone brick. So, going that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Just like that. Then going left of this 23rd block, going back over that way to the KFC. Go left of this block by 36 with your stone bricks again. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. That was hard. Then connect that 36th block all the way back to the front of your KFC, and you should find that you have the base of your KFC pretty much taken care of. That's roughly how big it's going to be on the floor. Now, once you've got that taken care of, I suppose that we'll take care of each one of the individual sides first. Each one of these sides is a little bit different, and I guess we'll do like the front and then the sides and then the back or something like that first of all. So, what do we want to do here, guys? The easiest way to do this, as a matter of fact, come all the way to the front left-hand side of your KFC. Going up on top of this first initial block that we placed, go right with this sequence of blocks. Do 2 stone bricks, 1, 2. Then do 9 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then do 2 stone bricks, 1, 2. Then do 2 white wool, 1, 2. 2 glass. Then go to the other side here. Then do 2 glass, 2 white wool, then 2 stone bricks, 9 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 2 stone bricks, 1 and 2. So you want to have something which should look exactly like this, guys. And that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. Now, what do you want to do next? I guess that the easiest way to do this is this. Again, we're just going to build up the row. So, what we now want to do for the next row, starting on the left-hand side again, is we want to do 2 cyan clay, followed by 9 glass, which is just another layer on top, followed by 2 cyan clay, then 2 white wool, 2 glass, then coming through, 2 glass, 2 white wool, 2 cyan clay, then 9 glass, then 2, whoops, that was 10, then 2 cyan clay. Like this, and don't worry, there's not going to be too much more of this. What we then want to do, guys, for the next 2 rows is we pretty much want to do the same thing, except we want to replace the cyan with white wool now. So this is going to be for 2 rows, so that'll be 1 and 2. So, starting from the left again, we've got 2 white wool, then we've got 9 glass, then we've got, whoops, that's 10 again, then we've got 4 white wool, then 2 glass, coming all the way through to the other side, 2 glass, 4 white wool, then 9 glass again, then 2 white wool. But of course, we've got to do this to 2 rows. So once you've got that first row taken care of, do the exact same thing to the row just above it. And don't worry, guys, not all of the KFC is going to be built like this. It's just this particular part. It's a little bit tricky, so we're just doing it like this. So far, you want to end up with something that should look exactly like this. And I know it looks a little bit weird, but we've got like a whole console part to put on the front of this, like a whole big other building, so it's going to look pretty good in the end. Once you've reached this part right here, this is what you want to do next. So we now want to make the next 4 rows, guys. The next 4 rows just want to be entirely white wool. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next 4 rows just want to be entirely white wool like this. Just do the entire row in white wool. I don't know how many more times I can say the exact same thing, or how many different ways, but just make the next 4 rows entirely white wool. So I believe that we're almost on the second now, so that'll be 2 rows, then this will be 3, and then that'll be 4. What we do have to add on the front of the KFC, guys, I already alluded to it, we have to make like a big giant tall building on the front, plus we've also got to add some things above the windows, then there's a logo to do, there's all sorts to do, guys. But what you want to do first of all is those 4 rows of white wool. Then, on top of that, you then want to do an entire row of red wool. So just do an entire row of red wool on top of your KFC, like this. Followed by 3 rows of quartz, so that'll be 1, 2, 3. And of course, we're just doing it now. 1, 2. Very long rows, guys. Extremely long rows. And hang on. Yeah, this is taking a lot longer. I don't know what to say in between these. And then this will be 3. What we'll then do after we have these 3 rows of quartz, which we've now done, we'll now add another row of red wool on top. So just do a row of red wool directly on top. And don't worry, guys, there are but a couple rows left after this. So once you've done your row of red wool, you then want to add a row of white wool. So a row of right wool is what I was going to say. The right wool is white wool directly on top of the red. Then finish this off by doing a layer of dark blue wool, and then I'll show you guys how this looks. And what we're now going to do after we've completed the front, which I'll show you guys in just a minute, knock that out. Let's have a look here, guys. So this is what the front of your KFC wants to look like at the moment. It looks really weird like this, it looks very plain, but this is what you want to have so far. Pause this if necessary, of course, apply everything that you see there. Once you've got that taken care of on the front, we're now going to take care of the sides, guys. And these are now easier because we have this. So this sort of pattern actually carries around quite well to the rest of the KFC. Once you've got the front taken care of, come all the way over to the left-hand side here. This is the left-hand side of your KFC. So what do you want to do? Starting from the right-hand side here, going left of this stone brick, do this sequence of blocks. Do 1 stone brick, then 9 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then make the rest of the row stone bricks. Like that. Then the next row is going to be the exact same, except we're going to use cyan stained clay instead of stone bricks. So you will put the glass in the exact same place, except everywhere else is just cyan instead of brick. Now, the next row is going to be the same, except we're going to use white wool instead of the cyan. So place everywhere everywhere that you'd place cyan, place white wool, and place the glass where you would usually put it, like this. Now, once you've done that, all of these other rows are just a continuation of the front, if that makes sense. So what we now want to do is make the next 5 rows. We want to make the next 5 rows white wool. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, and we just want to fill all of these in with white wool. And then can you guys guess what's coming next? It'll be red wool, and then we'll have to do 3 layers of quartz, and then we'll have to do a layer of red, then a layer of white, then a layer of dark blue. You guys get the idea. The whole shop just kind of like follows around. That's the kind of idea. So what we're now going to do is exactly that. We're just going to copy it, and then when we get to the back of the shop, it's actually pretty much the exact same thing on the back. All we have to do on the back, since the back is plain, because I don't think they have any windows back there or what have you, because it's a kitchen, or at least I couldn't find any. What we'll do back there is pretty much the exact same thing. There's not any windows, there's nothing, so all we'll do is pretty much just continue this pattern going all the way around the back. Then when we got onto the opposite side, we have the drive-through there, so that's going to be a little bit more interesting. There's more windows, there's the actual like drive-through windows. It's actually pretty cool, but you guys can see exactly what we're doing here. We're just following this pattern going all the way around, and what we'll also do a little bit later on, and we'll add all of the finer details later on once the actual, structure of the building is complete, we'll be adding a big giant KFC logo on this side, and we'll also be adding some things above the windows and stuff like that, guys. It's going to look pretty good, but just looking at the left hand side of your KFC, this is what it's supposed to look like so far, guys. It's very, very simple, very plain. Once you've got that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. Come all the way around to the back of your KFC. And like I've said a couple of times already, what we're now going to do on the back is we're just going to continue the pattern on. So the first thing that we'll do is add a layer of stone bricks on top of the base, as you guys can see. Then we'll add a layer of cyan clay on top. You guys can see why, right? I mean, if you just look that way or forward, we're just following the exact same thing. And then we'll be doing, I believe it's 6 layers of white wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. Except I should point out, guys, and you'll see why this is going to be happening a little later on. When you go all the way to this left hand side, guys, on top of this very left cyan stained clay, stack a row of 3 cyan on top of it. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. Just 3 cyan on top of that very end cyan clay. And then you can continue to fill the rest of the back in with white wool. That cyan clay that we just placed, that's to do with the drive-through. That's actually part of one of the drive-through windows. Don't worry about that, it's perfectly fine. So we're now just filling in all of the white wool, then we'll do the same with the quartz, and then we'll move all the way onto the back, won't we? We will move onto the back. Well, we're on the back now. We'll move all the way onto the right hand side of the KFC. We'll do the drive-through windows, which are actually quite simple, and then we will continue on. Is that all of the white wool? No, we've got one more layer to add. We've just got to look all the way over to the right there to see what we've got to do. There's no working out required. You've literally just got to see what you did for all of the other sides. We've got a row of red wool, and then I know it's 3 quartz, 1 red, 1 white, I believe, then 1 dark blue, and then we can move on to the next side. So we've now got a 3 quartz, which will stack up here just to give me a little friendly reminder, and then we can move on to the drive-through side, which I'm looking at again, and I keep saying it, but it's just because I don't want to go silent. I don't want to leave the air dead, as it were, as I just build up these rows, because there's not too much to talk about, really. I mean, I'm currently placing quartz. You should be as well. That's all I could really say, other than just reverberate what I keep talking about. But we've got the back side done, and it doesn't help that this is, of course, the second largest side, or the same largest side as the front is equal size, but what do we have to do then? It's 1 row of white, then 1 row of dark blue, and then that will be the back completed. If you wanted to, guys, if you were really so concerned, you could add windows to the back of your KFC. The reason that I didn't, not only could I not get a picture, but I do imagine that there are windows back here. But then again, there might not be, because there's like a drive-through that goes all the way around, and there just may not be windows on the back of the KFC. There might be, I don't know, but there you go. That is the back wall of your KFC. That's what it should look like. Very logical, as you guys can see. pause this if necessary if you're still working on that. Of course, once you've got that taken care of, however, we can now move on to the next wall. So the fourth and final wall, we're going to start it from the right hand side here. We're going to go left of the stone brick block, and this is a little bit more complicated, guys, but it's not difficult. Go left of the stone brick block with this sequence of blocks. Do 3 block of quartz, 1, 2, 3, followed by 5 stone bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 3 block of quartz, 1, 2, 3, 1 stone brick, then 9 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then finish off with 1 stone brick, like so. Now, starting from the right hand side again, since we started here, this is what you want to do. So, on top of this quartz that we have right here, do 3 quartz coming up, 1, 2, 3. Then go left by 2, 1, 2. Then go down by 2 to connect down to the window, like that. Also, do the same thing on top of these 3 quartz that we have right here. So 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, then connect down like that. Easy. What you now want to do, on top of this row of 9 glass pane, stack 2 additional rows of pane. So that's 1 and 2. Directly. God damn it, this is so hard. Directly, come on. There we go, directly on top, like that. Then take out your cyan stained clay, and you want to do a row of cyan stained clay in between everything that you have right here. What you also want to do with your cyan stained clay is you kind of want to go around the windows like this. This is one of those portions where it's kind of difficult to explain what I'm doing, but it should be quite easy to see. So you just want to take out your cyan stained clay, and you kind of just want to go around those quartz windows that we've made. And you know what, guys, whilst we're here, and just because it's easy to forget, place upside down quartz stairs underneath those 2 windows. So just like at the bottom, just place upside down quartz stairs underneath those 2 windows. Once you've got all of this taken care of, guys, all you have to do to fill in this side of your KFC is you just have to follow the exact same pattern that we followed like 3 different times before. So all we now have to do is fill the rest of this area in with white, and then we just follow the pattern. Then we do like the row of red, and then the quartz, and then the white, then the blue, etc, guys. So all you have to do once you've got like the drive-through windows done is just, like I keep saying, you just have to follow this here pattern. This here pattern, just follow it all the way around, suddenly turn southern, and we just... this here pattern, boy. You've just got to fill that area in with white, then we just do a layer of red. I think it's the Colonel, it's coming out at me. The Colonel was a nice southern gentleman, was he, wearing his white suit with those... Why is it that, like, I know that this is stereotypical, I know that not everybody does this, but why is it like those, you know, like the stereotypical Texan businessmen? They've got like that, those black cords around their neck with like the bits of metal instead of like a bow tie or like a regular tie. Why is it that, what are those? What are the little bits of string with metal on the ends of them? I've got no idea what those are, but we've just about finished this side of the KFC, as you guys can see, and what you want to have should look exactly like this, and that's just the little drive-through side, guys. It's as simple as that. And once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So what do we want to do next, guys? I think we should probably build up the extra building, and then we can start adding the finishing touches on this place. So that is that side complete, guys. Once you've got that side taken care of, come all the way to the front of your KFC. Now, take out your white wool, and starting from in front of, you guys can see where we have these 2 white walls, right? Like next to the door, like sandwiched in between the door and these stone bricks. I'm sure you can. Well, what you want to do is extend out these 2 white walls by 1, coming out in front of your KFC like this. You guys can see that. And what you want to do on top of each one of these white walls, you want to stack a row of 20 white wool like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And what you also want to do whilst we're here is you also want to add 2 dark blue wool on tops of your rows of 20, so that would be 1 and 2. And you want to do that for both of those rows, so we may as well do the exact same thing just next to it like this. So what both of these rows are going to look like, they're going to look exactly like this. So we also want to do the exact same thing for this opposite row. I'm not going to count it out, I'm just going to use that opposite side to measure it. There we go, and then 2 on top. Then we've got the same thing coming down here, all the way down, and bam. So you want to have something which should look exactly like this. Then take out your block of quartz and do a row of block of quartz just above the door, like this. So you're kind of like connecting both of those sides together. It kind of looks like one of those goalposts out of like rugby or American football or something. That's what you want to have. Now, you also want to go on top of this left-hand quartz block and this right-hand quartz block, each by 12 with your quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then run that row of 12 all the way over to the right-hand side, and then just connect it all the way down to create a rectangular shape. Like this. Now what we want to do is we want to draw a big KFC inside this shape here. So what you want to do, starting from this top left hand corner, you want to start this off with a row of 5 red wool coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. Then take the middle block of your row of 5, go right by 1. Then do 2 up right diagonals from that, and do 2 bottom right diagonals from that. As you guys can probably tell, that's okay. Let's do the F. So the F sits just underneath here, and you know what guys, let me just draw the F, because this isn't difficult, but I'm going to make it difficult if I try and explain it. So you just want to add an F here, and that F is in total 5 blocks long, by the way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down, and you guys can quite obviously see where the rest goes. Then we take out the red wool, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing with the C. So the C, as you guys can see, it's it's only 4 blocks long, and it's kind of just sandwiched right in the bottom here. And what you want to have should look exactly like this. And once you've done that, you can then fill the surrounding area in with white, and as a matter of fact, you can fill the area just above this rectangle. Why did I say rectangle? I say that every so often. I'm like, this rectangle, you can fill the area above this rectangle in with white wool as well. Except, of course, when you get to the dark blue, you'll want to fill those last 2 rows in with dark blue. And by the way, guys, just to let you know, now that we can see it, the reason that I wrote KFC there instead of putting like a picture of the kernel, the logo, is because I couldn't make it look good in that space. That's the only reason why. If you guys can, feel free to add it. And what I also did was extended out this lettering. I extended the lettering out by 1 row as well, just to make it look a little bit more 3D, a little bit better IMO. So we're just extending out the K, the F, and the C like this, just to give you that. And that's what you want to have on the front of your building so far. And you know what, whilst I'm thinking about it, you might also just want to add a white stained glass pane just above the door, and you might want to add a quartz stairs at the bottom, just like that, whilst we're thinking about it. Now, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, come all the way up to the top of your KFC, and come to the back of this little middle building that we have right here. What we now want to do is we want to take these 2 like bottom white blocks that we can actually see of this building part right here. You guys can see what I'm talking about. And we want to extend each one of those white blocks going back towards the back of the KFC, each by 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 10? We'll make sure it's right with the other row. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Was I right? Yeah, those rows are right. We then want to connect each one of those 10th blocks together like this. And then what we want to do is we then just want to build up, I suppose it's like a spire, this thing. It kind of looks like a spire on the front of the KFC. We want to build this up exactly how you might imagine. We want to add rows of white until we eventually get to the 2 layers of blue that we have at the top, if you guys can see. So we'll do this many rows of white, as you guys can see, then we'll do 2 layers of blue. So we're just building up this like spire part of the KFC, that's what I'm going to refer to it as. And we're just going to keep building this up until we obviously get to the blue. And then I'll show you guys how we can put a roof on this thing. And then I think that we will add all of the details to the KFC. Yeah, we'll add all of the details to the KFC after this part. And then we'll fill in the actual part of the roof. So as you can see, we've gotten to the blue part of this. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to add all of the details to the outside of the KFC, then we'll fill in the roof, and I'm not sure if I'm going to hang in there for the roof, guys, because the roof is going to be very, very tedious and very boring, but that is what you want to have for this little spire part so far. Guys, do you know how to fill it in next? Probably not, let me tell you. So, once you've reached this point right here, to fill in the roof for this little middle portion, we want to do, first of all, a layer of red wool that is 1 block higher and 1 block inwards in relation to the hole that we're trying to plug at the top of this little spire part. Like this. So we want to have like a square of red. After that, just above the red, we want to have a square of white that is of course 1 block higher, 1 block inwards in relation to the red square that we just placed. And then after the white, guess what? We're going to add a layer of red. And then after the red, we're going to add white, so on and so forth. And what we'll eventually end up with is just a single red block right at the top. That's where this is going, guys. We're just going to end up with a nice little pointy red wall block right at the top, and it might just be after this one. Yep, it's going to be after this layer of white. So we're kind of going for a Where's Wally theme here, and we just want to have boop. We want to end up with something that should look exactly like this for the top of your KFC. And that is absolutely perfect, guys. That is what you want. You can see how we did that. We've just pyramided our way up to the top, is what we've done with red and white wool. Now, once you've got that taken care of, what do we want to do next, guys? Let's take care of the front, then the sides, and then we will do the sign. We've got a sign to make, and then we'll just about be done. So let's get to it, guys. So what are we going to do next? Come all the way down to the front left-hand window of your KFC. Directly on top of the window, so starting from this white wall, going right, do this sequence of blocks. Do 2 red wool, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 2 red. So that's the pattern that you want to have. Then do that pattern 2 more times directly on top of what you've just made. So we just want to have something which should look like this. Boom. And those are kind of like, I don't know how to explain these, but those are like those covers that you put above the windows. You guys probably know what these are, but maybe I just can't articulate it. I'm sure you guys know what these are. Now, do this to the left window and also do it to the right window as well. So the right window, if you guys can't remember the pattern, it's 2 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 2 red. And then we just want to add 2 additional layers of each of those on top. And these are just like the window cover things. I don't know the names of them, so we just want to have that on both sides like this. Now, once you've done this to the front, we now want to go to the side, and on the side, I hadn't considered this before, but you could add it on the side if you wanted to, if you were so inclined. I mean, I didn't, but if you wanted to do this to the side as well, if you just wanted to make it look a little bit more interesting, you could. I didn't do this on the original, but of course, you guys can do whatever you want. It's your KFC, so if you wanted to do this on the side, you also could. If you just wanted to make it look a little bit better or more colourful, it might not look better in your eyes. But what we're actually doing on this side is we're taking out our red wool and starting from this block right here, and I'm hoping that you guys can locate this block. Starting from this block right here, this red wool block, we want to kind of like draw out KFC. And you know what, guys? I'm just going to draw this out, and I'm sure that you guys will be able to figure out how you can do this for yourself. It's actually not complicated in the slightest. So boop, and then boop. So what you want to have on this side of your KFC is literally KFC written out in big red letters, and you guys can see how that fits together. I mean, you've got the quartz there literally telling you, and you've kind of got the red there as guidelines. So you want to draw out KFC on this left-hand side of your KFC. Pause this if necessary, of course, add all of that, and once you've done that, that's the left-hand side done, and we've got nothing to do on the back here, guys. The back is plain, unless you wanted to add some windows. I wouldn't, I'm not going to. But coming round to this side, guys, and if you wanted to, you know, on this side, if you wanted to, you could also add like those things above the windows. If you were feeling that your KFC was a little bit plain, I didn't see them on the sides. I don't think they usually put them on the sides, but if you wanted to, you could do that. You could just add this right next to the drive-thru, although it's getting in the way of the drive-thru, you could do this here. And you know what, thinking about the windows, if you wanted to, and this is just, again, we're just, at this point, it's kind of like, if you want to, you can do it. If you wanted to, you could just add a whole big giant window on the back here. Or you could just have, you know, loads of small windows, or you could do whatever. You can kind of mold this how you like it. Of course, there's no real standardized version of this building, so you can really do whatever you want. But if you wanted to add some windows on the back, you might want to make them like as high as the drive-thru windows. Maybe let's add it. Shall we add it? Why don't we add this, guys? Why don't we add a big giant window on the back, and then we can move on to the side. And then I'll show you guys the ready-made KFC that I have, because in my original world, I have a KFC that I've done the interior to. It's not a very good interior, but I've done the interior to it. And we can take a look at that. Instead of me doing a brand new interior, whole new interior, we can have a look at that. But we're adding some windows on the back now, guys, and of course you can decide whether you like this better or not. It would look better on the inside simply because we now have a little bit more light. But of course, it's all individual. It's up to you if you like windows, or if you want this, or if you want that. But you may want to add that on the back of your KFC. You might want to split the windows up a bit. It's completely up to you. But those are all of the sides of your KFC done, guys. Couple of optional extras there for you. Once you've got that taken care of, and this is my favorite view, by the way. I kind of like it above the side window as well. I kind of like that. But once you've got that taken care of, all we have to do now is the sign, which I'm now getting up the plans for. There we go. So, bam. So, to do the sign, guys, and this isn't really measured out properly, but the sign is kind of in line with this block on the front, and it goes kind of, again, probably about 15 blocks out, and we start off by doing a row of, I'd say about 15 pillar of quartz block coming up from the floor. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Went wrong there. But we've got a row of about 15 quartz pillar, and then we do a quartz block on top. We then go left by 1, then up by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then go right by 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we go down by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we connect all the way over to the opposite side. And we also do a row of pillar of quartz coming all the way down to connect the sign to the bottom. Now, the reason that I didn't give you exact instructions on where to put this and how high it will be is it all depend on your personal preference, how close you want it to be to your KFC. Do you want to face it that way? This is just roughly where I put it in my original. And what we're doing with this sign is we're actually emulating that sign that we have right there, that KFC sign, except we've kind of got it going sideways. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We're kind of like just doing the... What have I done? What is this? Oh, there we go. I fixed it. Thank God. I wondered what went awfully wrong there. There we go. Bam. And then we've got K, F. It's actually a little bit cleaner here going this way. And the C is actually the right shape and size. This is actually closer to the sign that we have on the side of the KFC, but this is like kind of the last thing that you may want to add. You may want to add this sign, and once you've got this done, what we're going to do is we're also going to fill in the roof, but then that'll be the structure complete, and we're also going to raise this out by 1. The reason that I'm not giving better instructions for this sign, guys, is because Once you've got the dimensions of the sign, the lettering should be very, very easy, especially considering that we've done it a couple of times already. So that is what your sign may want to look like, guys. In the actual KFC itself, you don't have KFC written, of course. You have the KFC logo, which is just the kernel in that sign, but of course you can't fit it in. But there you go, guys. That's the KFC almost complete, and it actually looks really cool like this. I really like this. So what we now have to do, once you've done the sign, if you want to do the sign, what we now have to do is we just have to fill in the roof. It's looking a little desolate here, and to fill in the roof, all you've got to do is painstakingly fill the top of your building in with dark blue wool. That's all you've got to do, and it's really, really tedious, guys. It's really, really painful. And I guess I've got to do it. I guess we've got to do it, haven't we? We're both in this together. There's no escape. It never ends. So, I don't know whether I'm going to hang around for this, because this is going to take a really, really long time. Yeah, this is going to take a long time, so I'll tell you what, guys, since I've got nothing interesting to say, I'm going to fill in the roof, I'll come back, I'll show you how this looks, that'll be the tutorial portion of this then complete, and then we can move on to my original KFC, which has some fun stuff. So I'll be back in just a moment, guys, once I've filled in the roof, and then we'll talk about this in a second. Alright, guys, so as you can see, I have completely filled in the roof with the dark blue wool. That's all you have to do up there. There's nothing complicated whatsoever, and once you have filled in the roof, you have actually, structurally speaking, 100% fully completed your KFC, and it's looking pretty nice, if you ask me, guys. It's looking pretty nice. So, once you've reached this point right here, like I said, the KFC is 100% fully complete. But what I have is another version of this KFC in my original world, except I added an interior, I've added a little bit of an exterior, and I also added a little bit of a drive-thru and stuff. So if you guys want to take a look at that, continue watching, but the tutorial portion of this is over, so let's flip over to my original KFC, shall we, guys?